First, here is a look inside the United Center in Chicago. It's day 2 of the Democratic National Convention. Today's theme, a bold vision for America's future. Former President Barack Obama is set to take the stage tonight. It comes after a momentous passing of the torch in the party. President Biden ended day 1 of the DNC yesterday by looking back at his own storied career and looking forward to Harris's official nomination today.
Are you ready to vote for freedom? Are you ready to vote for democracy and for America? Let me ask you, are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, President and Vice President of the United States? We're facing an inflection point, one of those rare moments in history when the decisions we make now will determine the fate of our nation and the world for decades to come.
Former President Barack Obama, former First Lady Michelle Obama, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer are scheduled to speak later on today. And CBS News has learned 2 Republicans will be speaking at the event this week. Former White House press secretary under the Trump administration, Stephanie Grisham, will take the stage. Grisham resigned in the aftermath of the January 6th attack. And former Congressman Adam Kinzinger will also speak this week. He's become one of Trump's most outspoken Republican critics after January 6th. CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent Robert Costa is in Chicago covering the convention. Robert, former President Obama has an interesting role to play tonight. As the Washington Post puts it, he arrives at this moment balancing his governing partnership with and affection for President Biden and his friendship with Harris, having helped engineer with other party leaders Biden's departure from the 2024 campaign. What are Biden's allies telling you about his speech?
It's great to be with you. Confidants of former President Obama tell me that they have a relationship going back years, he and Vice President Harris. She was a supporter of his Senate run in Illinois in 2004 when he gave that famous speech at the Democratic National Convention, and they built a bond. She later went on to help out in the primary during his 2008 run for president, and that relationship has remained ever since. So he will be there as a booster for her. And there are echoes of what Obama's campaign represented to the country, especially to Democrats in 2008, that many Harris supporters would like to see revived this time around. He was the first black American ever elected president of the United States from this city in Chicago. And here in Chicago, as the Democrats nominate Vice President Harris, they hope that there is a historic sense to her candidacy. But they're also looking to make overtures to those Biden voters. And that was what Monday night was all about, getting that Biden coalition on the train, politically speaking, with Vice President Harris, making sure members of labor were there. Sean Fain, the head of the UAW, I've spent a lot of time with him. He gave a rousing speech. You heard from former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to make sure those Clinton Democrats are with Harris as well. So the traditional Democrats, Monday night, the Biden Democrats, they were there for Vice President Harris, and she was arm in arm with President Biden to show solidarity despite everything that's happened in the past month.
How was the energy and tone of this event different compared to what it would have looked and sounded like had Biden not stepped down?
It's hard to say exactly how the energy would have been different. Biden allies believe that he was ready for a second term. He was ready to be renominated. He decided to step away. He believes at this point that this is what it's going to be. Doesn't mean everybody's happy about it inside of his inner circle, but there's a belief that stepping away was the right decision for him at this time. And there's a sense that he did what he wanted to do on Monday night. He's now on vacation with his family in California. He wanted to show thanks to the Democratic Party. He has been with them for over 50 years in elected office in different capacities in the Senate, Vice President, President of the United States. But he also wants to give room to Vice President Harris on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to sew together the party. And that's a real political decision by President Biden to not be hovering over the convention every day, sitting there watching it all, but watching it from afar gives him a chance to give her an opportunity.
Robert Costa, thanks so much.